dive deeper into the world of crypto. For that, I want to welcome in Vivek Raman, founder of Ethereum. Vivek, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's start out. We had some fresh big news over the weekend with President Trump posting to Truth Social more about the crypto strategic reserve. So it sounds like there's more, we expected to hear more about this. We saw a huge surge over the weekend in Bitcoin and Ethereum, et cetera, off the back of this news because he mentioned those coins in this context. What does this mean for the broader crypto landscape from your perspective?
So first off, thanks for having me, Diane.
Of course.
It's great to be here. I think that we are now seeing a phase shift of real crypto adoption where the U.S. is going to be a leader in digital assets. And that is the most exciting secular change I think that the crypto space has been waiting for 10 years. For 10 years, we've had a lot of different assets, a lot of different blockchains, but no real institutional and governmental level adoption. And with the change in administration and a lot of different policies, I think the strategic reserve is one important part of it. But the openness of tokenization by all of Wall Street and the rewriting of securities laws potentially and all of the governmental agencies being open to blockchain regulation means that I think we are now turning a page for real crypto adoption in the U.S.
Speaking of that, the president says he wants the U.S. to be the crypto capital of the world. Is that realistic? And, what kind of timeline could that actually occur on?
I think that if crypto were a new technology, we'd say it's 5 to 10 years out. Crypto's been around for 10 years with Ethereum, 15 years with Bitcoin. Like the technology, the Ethereum blockchain has been battle tested. A lot of Wall Street's been building on it internally. We just haven't had the regulatory clarity to flip the switch and bring the capital markets onto blockchains. Ethereum is poised for that. So I think that since the technology's been around for so long, as we get regulatory changes, we're going to see adoption very, very quickly. We've seen people like Larry Fink from BlackRock say the entire world of stocks and bonds should be tokenized. Tokenization happens on Ethereum. We've seen stablecoins as buying U.S. treasuries. That's becoming of strategic importance to the U.S. So I think this blockchain technology is not only important for Wall Street, but it's strategic for the whole nation.
Let me ask you, Vivek, a little bit more about Ethereum in the context of, it's often seen as number two when you look at, the different coins, Bitcoin and there's Ethereum. And the expectation was with more institutional interest and backing of Ethereum was that we would see more bullish sentiment around it that mirrored what we saw with Bitcoin in particular of last year. Why hasn't that happened to the same degree?
I think it's a timing thing, and it's a very, very, very interesting opportunity. Bitcoin led the way as being a store of value, as digital gold, but banks, Wall Street, everyone has been more interested in blockchain versus Bitcoin. Ethereum is blockchain technology. If we want exposure to blockchain, to tokenization, to stablecoins, that is Ethereum. I think the world's been waiting for regulatory clarity and the willingness for institutions and governments to adopt this. Just yesterday, we saw a tweet about Ethereum being part of the strategic reserve. Ethereum has crossed the chasm. So for the last couple of years, Bitcoin has sort of kept the throne as digital gold and a store of value. But I think now we're going to turn the page and have the moment for tokenization and blockchain adoption, and all those roads flow through Ethereum. So I think Ethereum's opportunity is right now. So
what differentiates Ethereum when you think about the value proposition of Ethereum versus Bitcoin?
So Bitcoin has a single function, and it's a very important function. It's to be a store of value. It's digital gold. So it will be a part of a portfolio, just like gold's a part of a portfolio. Ethereum's a technology. If we want to tokenize assets like stocks and bonds and credit, you need to do it on a blockchain that is programmable, and that's Ethereum. Bitcoin's not programmable. It's digital gold. Ethereum is programmable, so you can start moving the financial markets, the tokenization markets, all onto Ethereum. So they're different use cases. I think they're very complementary to each other, but I think the technology part of blockchain is more interesting and higher upside.
Why do you need to tokenize?
So I think that we're having the internet moment right now for the financial sector. I came from Wall Street. I traded for 10 years at 4 different banks. I traded high yield bonds and distressed bonds, all these assets that settle so archaically. People still use pen and paper. They still use fax machines. They still use wallet. It is mind-boggling. It's time for the internet moment. It's time for the financial sector to upgrade, that one-time upgrade can now happen on Ethereum with the regulatory tailwinds behind us.
Looking ahead to the White House Crypto Summit, what are you hoping to hear next from the administration?
So part of our job at Etherealize is to bring institutions into the Ethereum ecosystem and to work on policy. So we're plugging in to that whole sector as well. It's very, very important for the technology to be regulated correctly and to have sensible regulation. We're hoping that tokenization will be accepted and there'll be clear rules of the road for actually bringing assets onto blockchains. We're hoping that the strategic reserve is a real implementation because it is of national security interest to the U.S. And we're hoping that innovation can finally happen in the blockchain space in the U.S. All signs point to that happening, and we're really excited about it.
Vivek, as you just mentioned, you're a former traditional finance guy. A lot of these traditional finance guys still question crypto. They believe it's here to stay now, especially when you think about, say, the leaders, Bitcoin and Ethereum. What's your message to the skeptics about, what they see as funny money, and for lack of a better way of expressing it, and especially even our retail, and a lot of our audience is a retail investor audience. How much exposure should they have to something like Ethereum?
I think that Ethereum is now becoming core infrastructure for the whole financial system. It's being integrated into a digital asset reserve. It has crossed the chasm from being experimental to an actual institutional core holding. There's a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. I think that every portfolio should have a small allocation to Bitcoin and a small allocation to Ethereum. I think that should be fairly balanced between having gold and having technology. And I think that I've gotten pushback for years and years from my Wall Street colleagues about blockchain technology.
They're like, what are you doing, man? I'm just kidding.
But it's now changed. Like, I think that when you have people like Larry Fink's quote, when you have the CEOs of Morgan Stanley and Bank of America saying they will offer crypto products, they will launch stable coins, it was really regulatory clarity that was holding us back. We're now in a phase shift. Just like I analogize it to ChatGPT, that opened up AI to the whole world. The ChatGPT moment is happening right now, and that's happening through Ethereum. So,
can I get a quick thought from you on XRP? Because President Trump also mentioned XRP, but some people also question that now. Like, again, there's more credence now for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is XRP something that we should pay attention to in the crypto space?
So XRP was mentioned as being in the strategic reserve. XRP has been around for 10 years. I would just point to the fact that if you look to see where most institutions are tokenizing most assets, it's on Ethereum. If you look to see where most stable coins are, it's on Ethereum. If you look to see where most financial applications are today, it's on Ethereum. And the most global network that's been adopted is Ethereum. So I think there's a place for all assets, and I'm very technology neutral. I think there'll be a lot of different assets in the reserve, but we want to separate. I think Bitcoin and Ether are in a class of their own. All
right, Vivek, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
You got it. All right, that's Vivek Raman, founder of Etherealize, with a deep dive into the state of crypto. We saw a big surge over the weekend in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more after news from President Trump.